Time for another fragrance review. I'm going to do my top summer fragrances. And this is going to be probably the most bullshit and disingenuous video I've ever done because I think summer is the absolute worst time for fragrances. It can only get so hot and so humid that you're basically just covering up sweat, and I don't want to be outside when it's that hot. So, you know what I mean? At least during the winter, it's basically you just have too many boogers in your nose to smell anything. But when it's summer, it's just like, dude, no. So, anyway, I'm gonna do the top, I don't know how many fragrances I have here that I'm gonna try to force myself to wear during the summer. Something like that. So I don't think you could do a summer list without doing some Creed. So I'm going to do, let's start off with Creed. First one I'm gonna do is Silver Mountain Water. Actually, Silver Mountain Water is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Not just as in terms of fresh fragrance. I just think it's the most awesome. Period. One of the best compliments I can give it is that I can smell the negative aspects in it. Some people just think it smells like ink or even silverware, and I can smell that, and I still think it smells amazing. So definitely Silver Mountain Water is something I'm going to be wearing more during the summer. And if you care about compliments, it is a fragrance that if they can smell you, you get a lot of compliments on. I find that awesome performance. And the last few cheating tests I did where I had people, smell different things. Silver Mountain actually won. So if you care, there you go. Another, I wrote down a list here. I got to look at it. Another Creedom I'll be wearing. Millisime Imperial. Now, I know a lot of people say they get a lot of compliments on this. Millisime Imperial basically is like, how would I describe it? I've never smelled real ambergris, whatever. Never smelled whale poop in front of me. But I would say imagine a whale pooped out a watermelon Jolly Rancher, I guess, then, and it just washed along the beach and it's filled with like a sea salty whale pooped out watermelon Jolly Rancher, I guess. I think it smells good, but I can tell you honestly, in all the years I've had it, I do not get a lot of compliments on it. I barely get any compliments on it. People just can't smell it. I've been out with girls before, and they're like, "Clayton, I didn't even know you were wearing anything last night." That kind of thing. And they've been told this story recently, not too recently. Someone actually complimented me on it, unsolicited, of course. I mean, and I was so shocked. I was like, I don't think it's me. It's not me. I think you must mean somebody else. And she's like, no, it's you. So yeah, I can smell it. You know what I mean? But I just think some people are like asnomic. What do you say that? What is that word when people can't actually smell something? Because I've never gotten a compliment after the 2 hour mark. So I'm gonna be wearing it. But compliment wise, I can say in my experience, I don't get a lot of compliments if you care about that kind of thing. Next one, Virgin Island Water, kind of like a very sugary lime, coconut rum, kind of soapy. Um, I do get some compliments on this sometimes. It performs pretty well considering the stereotype of it being a fresh fragrance and it being a creed. But I also hear the girls also like, what is that, coconut lime verbena at Bath and Body Works. So, but it's something I have a little bit of, so I'll be wearing it more. Another one, Aventus. Aventus, I do get a lot of compliments on when I've worn it, obviously, like most people. But it's not really me, my kind of vibe. I always feel like Aventus feels a little bit older, and I do think in terms of what girls like, I feel like it's a bit of an older crowd. And I just feel like there's so many more opportunities or things that I would like to wear besides Aventus when I'm going for that kind of vibe. So I actually barely even wear Aventus anymore. So I'm just going to try to wear it a little bit more during the summer. Another one, Sublime Vanille. Be trying to wear that a little bit more. I think I don't know if it's the batch I got. I think it's a little bit more of a Tonka bean fragrance and a vanilla fragrance, especially for the first bit of it. That bergamot and Tonka bean really come out. Um, I barely ever wore it, and I spent God, it was like 250 bucks for a small thing of it. And I barely ever wear it, so I gotta try to wear more of it this year. Get rid of it, right? And another one, Green Irish Tweed. I don't think that sounded English. My accent sounded weird there. Green Irish Tweed, another fragrance I'll be wearing. A rich person's dumb reach. I don't have a lot of it, but I respect it, I guess, for what it is. It's a very easygoing fragrance, easy to wear. You know what I mean? The bit that I've worn it, I've never gotten a ton of compliments on it myself, but not something I wear a lot. But I'll force it. It's summer, I'm trying to wear some of these other things I don't really wear very often, right? Another one, I'm going to wear Atelier's Cologne Pomelo Paradise. Um, Pretty feminine smelling, kind of like a sweet bubble bath, grapefruit kind of smell. Um, I think I told the story about that maybe could give you a thought of it. I was hanging out with a girl, and throughout the day, whenever there was a gust of wind, I was getting this kind of like sweet smell, smelled like a girl perfume, I guess. And I was like, man, she smells good today, right? And then even when I left, that day, I was like, you smelled really good today. And she's just the whole because I said that a couple times, and she was like, "Are you sure it's me?" Kind of. She was giving me that kind of look, right? I'm like, "No, you really did." And then when I got home, I saw my little decant of Pomelo Paradise, and I forgot that I sprayed it on that day. So I don't know what you could take from that. I just kind of a nice summer, easygoing, a little bit feminine, but that doesn't bother me kind of smell. So I'll be trying to wear a little bit more of that. Let's try to do a little bit more sweet ones, pushing the boundaries, maybe a little bit more at night. CK reveal, Calvin Klein reveal. I've said this before. This actually does have a freshness to it, right? It is unique smelling and it performs well, so it kind of demands attention in that aspect. And I've gotten so many compliments on it that I've actually gotten bored of wearing it, so I barely wore it all this winter and spring. So I'm gonna try to bust it out a little bit more during the summer because it does have a bit of freshness to it when I can. Another one, CH Men, Carolina Rare, CH Men, Carolina. That was like a double. That was like an ATM machine thing I just did there, right there. Another unique smelling fragrance. A lot of compliments in terms of compliments to wearing ratio. It's very high whenever I wear this. God, I couldn't even tell you the last time I wore this and I didn't get a compliment. But again, it's got that grass, it's very sugarcane kind of smell. Very, but it's got that grass at the beginning that makes it fresh. And again, unique smelling, so it demands attention. Doesn't perform very well for me, but whatever, right? Fragrances that I don't actually really own very much of, but I would wear them more if I did. Luministe, another popular one in the fragrance community. Like if I had more money, I'd probably own it. That's a good smelling one. Still Life, don't own a lot of that, so I don't wear very much of it. But again, another, it's juicy. Luminist is kind of a. I've said this before. The weird thing about Luminist is some people will compare it to like a Sprite, right? But the strange thing about that is I actually feel like the colder weather brings out the Sprite smell better because it gives it that cool tinge of a Sprite can, and I would actually say it smells more like a can of Sprite that you already drank, but with that cool tinge of a Sprite can, aluminum can, right? Anyway, yeah. Aqua di Gio Absolutes. I'm not a big fan of the normal ones. Like when I smell other people wearing Aqua di Gio, I'm like, it's okay. But that new one came out this year, and it's a little bit sweeter. More sweeter fragrances are more my vibe, so I'll try to wear a little bit more of that. Invictus, Invictus is a fragrance that, a lot of times when I've worn it, it's one of those like, what are you wearing so I can buy it? You know what I mean? Or girls will be like, I want to buy this for my boyfriend, stop you. I know a lot of the fragrance community likes Invictus Aqua, and I know a new Invictus Aqua came out. But that was one that I've actually never even worn that one very much to give a good opinion on it. Because I remember smelling Invictus back in the day, right when it originally came out, when I was traveling at like a duty free. And I remember even back in the day, people hated it back then just because of the bottle, which I think the bottle looks kind of weird and fine to me. But I've always thought it smells, fine, and I have gotten compliments on it. Can't really put Invictus Aqua on this list because I don't own it. And I've never really worn more much of it because I wanted to smell like Invictus. I just wore Invictus. Some cheap ones, dude. What about Curve? I have Curve. I'll wear Curve. It's cheap, whatever, dude. Guess Seductive, the blue Seductive, right? Some people compare it to kind of like an aquatic, lighter version of La Nuit Alone, I guess. I might go with that a little bit. I know the original, I get a lot of compliments on it, so much that I just don't even wear it anymore when I was wearing it back in the day. So I'll try to wear. I got this bottle of blue one. I gotta get through this bottle, dude. I gotta try to wear some of the stuff I don't really wear. Um, Le Mans Popeye Fresh, minty bubblegum Le Mans. I think that's a good one. I'll probably try and wear a little bit more of that one. I'll give a little bit of a weird one here. I'm gonna do Old Spice White Water that I got recently. Towards the end of last year, did I get it? I don't think they sell it in the US. I think they sell an aftershave version overseas. And I don't know if that smells like the original, but I went and I got a super old bottle from like probably like 15 years ago or something like that, right? For nostalgia reasons, right? And I would actually say I would compare this to another one that I would wear if I had more of it. Mason, France, Kirk Johnson. Just say MFK, right? Don't ask me. I can't even speak English, guys. I'm gonna be trying to MFK's Aqua Vitae, right? And I know there's like Aqua Vitae. There's like a Forte and a Universalis that I think people like. I actually just like the Vitae version more because it's probably sweeter, so that's why I like it. And I would actually say these two kind of smell a little bit similar. Obviously, MFK has more of the Aqua Vitae has more of a soapy aspect, more, you know what I mean, like at the beginning, whereas the Old Spice White Water is much more, well, it's cheaper, dude, right? It's got much more of an alcohol, medicinal quality at the beginning. Just smells cheaper, whereas again, the Aqua Vitae, the MFK, is much more soapy, kind of generic cologne smelling in that sort of way. But after it gets through that, just the general vibe, like say I would describe Old Spice Whitewater as almost something like imagine you ever see those, I think they're called those Lush bath bombs or bath things, whatever, dude, right? And you like put it in the water, right? And it like foams out this different colors, right? So imagine you took this piece of driftwood, right? But it doesn't smell like driftwood. Like imagine if driftwood smelled good. You're like, Clayton, what the fuck are you talking about again? I'm just trying to give you like weird descriptions of fragrances. So put a piece of driftwood that actually smells good in water, but imagine it's like one of those Lush bath bombs, soaps, whatever, and it splashes into the water, and as it's coming out, the water is giving you a foamy sweetness of like, and it's like orange colored, and it's like, because it's got that kind of like splashy water, fresh cleanness, but like a sweet, like that's a weird description, right, dude? But that's what I'm trying to give. So yeah, that's what I would kind of get. Of course, like the MFK two is more has a bit more of a yumminess to it as well, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll be trying to wear a little bit more of that. And I think the last one I'll do, because I think I'm at 20 now, right? I don't know. Chanel Allure Homme Sport, dude, right? The original. That's actually probably my favorite Chanel, unless I was to do Allure Homme Sport Extreme. I know a lot of people like the Blue Day Chanels, and I would actually say that for those ones that came out recently, I think I like the original EDT and the new Parfum version better than the EDP, personally. Whatever, right? But if I'm going with the Chanel, I'm probably gonna try to wear it because I got a big bottle of this too, so I should be wearing it more. Allure Sport. The best thing I can say about Allure Sport, and I know some people compare this to Versace's Mano, Fraiche, whatever that is. Um, but I've always liked Allure Sport better. I think Allure Sport is a very, how should I say? It's like a cologne in the best kind of way. It just smells like a dude that is wearing cologne to smell good. It doesn't smell super interesting, but it has a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of that orange creamsicle to make it more interesting and yummy because I like sweet fragrances. But it smells like, it just smells like it smells like a cologne that you just wear to smell good. You don't want to be offensive. It's cologne, stereotypical cologne. It's a good dumb reach, I think, right? Good middle ground between getting too expensive and everything like that. And it's just something I enjoy. I get compliments on it too, but I never found my bottle is not super old, but the bottle I have now is probably like, God, could be almost 8 years old now, right? And I've never found that it performs very well. I know some people say they get really good performance out of it, but not something that I really get a lot of compliments on whenever I've worn, unless I'm like really close with a girl or something like that. But I know some people say they get good performance out of it. The older bottles, at least, right? Anyway, that's did I do 20 fragrances, guys? I don't even know. Yeah, fragrance video because I haven't done one in a while. I still like fragrances. It's hard to justify spending money on them all the time, right? So yeah, there's 20 fragrances I'm gonna try to wear a little bit more of. And a couple, well, I don't actually own very much of it all. But if I own them, dude, I would wear them, right? Okay. Like I said, I think summer is just absolutely terrible for fragrances. So, and who wants to be outside when it's that hot anyway, right? So I'm gonna try to get away with whatever I can. But if I know I have to be outside a little bit more, these are ones I would wear, you know. So anyway, thanks for watching. The end.